guys, we are back and we're going to keep talking about logarithms. And this is tough, and I know it's tough, but y'all can push through. So here we go. We talked about the definition of a logarithm, and in that blue box there, that's your main thing. We're going to look at that again. We talked about the graph of a logarithm, how complicated that can be, but there it is. And now we're going to just move away and do some different ones. We did the graph of log base 2. And so now we're going to look at some other logs, some other ones. You might want to get your power sheet out to help you with this, but we're going to do this one. And just to remind you that this is going to be video number 3. This is video number 3. So here we go. Try again. All right. Logarithmic equations. These are the simple ones. These are just trying to go through our mind and know what things are. Okay. There is that relationship between the inverses, and here is that lifeline again. You need to know that right there. It's extremely important. Okay. And so to help us get meaning, a lot of times we have to rewrite our log expressions using an exponent. And I did that on the previous slide, but I don't know if you caught it. So we'll try this again. Okay, so now this first example just says rewrite only. So again, this is asking the question, what exponent, that's what log means, turns 4 into 64? So what this is saying is 4 raised to something is equal to 64. And since it's giving us the answer, it's saying 4 to the y is 64. Now, we could probably look that up and figure out what y is. Some of you are thinking, I think I know what y is. But this question is only asking you to rewrite, so we're not going to go there right now. Okay, so this one is log form, and this is exponential form. So this is log form, and this is exponential form. So we need to go back and forth between those two. And so now on this next one, we have exponential, and we want to rewrite it using log form. Okay, so now if you'll just carefully look, remember, a log form is saying, okay, so now I'm going to go log, that means what exponent turns some number. Which number is that? Well, that's the base number. So that would be 8. So I've got to write that A really small and lower. That didn't give me enough room, so let me try it again. There we go. Log base 8. So what exponent turns 8 into 512? Well, that would have to be 3. So now one thing that you can do is just compare in your definition here the b and where it goes, the x and where it goes, and then the y and where it goes. Okay, and so that might help you to see what we're doing here. You've just got to get those 3 numbers in one place into the other. Okay, so again, we can do that with these down here on the bottom. And this says evaluate, so we're actually going to get the number for these. All right, so this first one says what exponent turns 2 into 4? So it's asking the question, what exponent turns 2, so 2 with an exponent is going to give me 4. And we can look that up, and we know that that exponent would be 2. That would be 2. So log base 2 of 4 is actually 2. And that would actually be the answer. Same with this next one. The log says what exponent turns 5 into, so this is going to be what exponent turns 5 into 625. And we can sit there and think about that. We look at our power sheet. I think we know it's 4. I think 4 is the exponent that turns 5 into 625. And so that becomes log base 5 of 625 is equal to 4. And you don't need the parentheses. It's optional. but that's what that is. That's 4. So the answer to that one would be 4. Right? And we've done this one already on our graph. We did this one on our graph, but again, it's asking the question, what exponent, yep, keep forgetting to do that. What exponent turns 2 into something? So 2 to what exponent is going to give me 1 over 8? All right, we have to remember that 1 over 8 is 1 over 2 to the third. Okay, so it's going to be a negative 3. So this is going to be log base 2 of 1/8 is negative 3. Okay, and that's the answer there. This feels really weird, and I know it feels really weird, but you can do this. You can do this. You need your power sheet to kind of help you think this through. But there's two things that's going on here: exponential form and logarithmic form, that we just kind of switch back and forth. And being able to switch back and forth here is going to help with your memory, with your understanding. So switch back and forth between exponential form and log form. And that's what I did, and I was able to get these answers down here by doing that. Okay? All right. No calculators yet. We'll teach you about that later.